Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Check it out. Today, I have my friend, Mr. Rian O'Flaherty, and today we have a wonderful talk about him getting started in MMA with the Alta program, and we talk about his catering business, talk about his future in fighting, and just all sorts. We just have a great time having a talk together. So stick around and turn up the volume because it's a good one. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to follow Wolverine Fightwear for all of your Combat Confidential news and updates. And then please give a like and a follow, a share, everything to this video. And then head on over to Locomotiva BJJ. Check out their Instagram page, Locomotiva_Jiu-Jitsu. They have been kind enough to provide me with the space to make this great and powerful podcast for your listening enjoyment. So please check out their page, give them a like, give them a follow at the very least. Or if you want, head over to the gym. Edson is always looking for new members and new folks to, test their skills against and maybe learn a thing or two from. All right, so without any further delay, let's get into it.
And here we go, 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 go.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I always hate how I say that. It feels very robotic. Anyway, welcome back. Today, I have my friend, Mr. Rian O'Flaherty.
O'Flaherty, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All good.
No, I always screw up names. I don't know why. It could be simple
messes
stuff.
Up the first name.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I love that name.
Everyone calls me Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that name. For our most recent baby, like Rian was. If we had a boy, like,
really?
I wanted it to be Rian. So like that or Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah, it's stupid, but I liked it.
Right.
But Rian was it. I really wanted that. It's weird. Like that's the main reason why I wanted a boy, just so I could name him Rian.
Solid.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a great name.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so welcome. I'm happy to have you. And just to recap on what I had just said there, because I want to include this.
Eighth take.
Yeah. Rian, like that, for my most recent baby, that was I love that name. And that was the number one runner-up for if it was a boy. Unfortunately, it's a girl. And I pretty much got no say in that name.
Unfortunately.
But, well, I shouldn't say it like that. Well, I say that because I have two girls.
It is.
You know?
No, 100%.
But, yeah, so...
there's some girls out there that have the name Rian as well.
Really?
Yeah, well, I've only met a few people that have the same name as me, but there definitely is girls out there with that name.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It means little king in Irish, so
yeah.
I don't know.
The name, my first pick for a name for a girl was Una.
Una.
I like old,
Irish
like kind of
name.
classic names.
Yeah.
And considering she's going to be half Irish, I wanted like an old classic Irish name. And my wife Alison, she said no because that just reminded her of like a 90-year-old nun.
Yeah, no, I get that as well. That's fair.
But it's unique. You don't hear it anymore. I've never heard it. I just found it from like a list of baby names, Irish baby names, and I liked it.
Una's a proper Irish name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But all right, so like I said, thank you for coming on. So like I said, we'll jump right into things.
Yeah.
So the first question I usually ask folks is, how did you get into this? How did you get into MMA? How did you get into jiu-jitsu? How did you do all this? Actually, hold on. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you here, but if I'm correct, and I only found this out recently, you did was it Wimp to Warrior at the time, Train Alta now. You competed in that, correct? Yep. What season was that?
Oh God, I don't know.
It was like 5
or 6.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. So when I found that out, that was like I just expected, like, just I see you in the gym, right? Mm-hmm. And I just kind of expected, you've been doing this forever, and that kind of thing, and like you grew up with it or whatever. No. But so like, was that your first taste of it?
that was my first taste of MMA.
Yeah.
Or to be honest, any kind of combat sport. Like when I did the Women to Warrior thing before it was called Alta. About 2 years before, I think it was the second last program before it changed to being called Train Alta.
Yeah.
I kind of just did that to try and like get my shit together.
Okay.
I had originally gone to SPG when it was on Concord.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of like look into starting boxing.
Okay.
And then I went into the gym and I met a guy who I now know well enough. His name's Andrew Brennan, Andy, and he fucking gave me the like walk through of the gym, and then he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be a wrestler." I could tell by the shoulders, and then I kind of started doing jiu-jitsu as well, even though I went in with the intention of doing just boxing.
Yeah.
And then I was doing those classes, really enjoyed it, and then I decided to sign up for the Women to Warrior thing, and just give it a go because it was like something new and it was cool, and I thought it'd be difficult, and everything about it was just cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this a go and see how I get on.
Did you know anyone before who had done it before?
No.
No. So
Never.
did you know anyone? Excuse me. Did you do it with anyone you knew?
No, just did it
Yeah.
myself. But like, I mean, I came out of it with loads of friends. One of my best mates, Glenn, like,
Yeah.
and the people you meet in this class, people from all different backgrounds, gives you a real kind of different overview of how, like, you know, everyone comes from a different place.
Yes.
And then you all go in and just struggle daily, and it's cool.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I always I push in general is that people need to do things that are hard.
Yeah.
You know, people like there is kind of a bonding in like suffering together.
Yeah.
You know, like
100%.
Yeah, and you know, it's a specific kind of suffering, especially when you're doing something physical that's difficult with a group of people together, and you're all kind of doing it together. You get to see. You see everyone's character, in my opinion, because like you see who quits first, you see who lasts the longest. Like a person's character will show. Like it's very difficult to hide behind anything really when you are doing something hard and physical.
Yeah, I remember I was sparring Conor McCarthy once in the gym, and I think it was round 2 or 3, and then Peter Queedy came over and was like, "This is a game of suffering. It's just whoever suffers more wins."
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like when you're in there, it's who can suffer more, who can put up with more shit.
Exactly.
And just keep going because like you're both tired, you're both dying. Neither of you really want to be in there. So it's whoever can suffer more gets out with the W.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so you went into the Winter War.
Yeah.
You know, what were you expecting to get out of it?
Honestly, weight loss and just a little bit of self-protection.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of confidence.
Yeah.
I went in at about 108 kilos, which was...
You, at one time, were 108 kilos?
Yeah. Damn. I was a big boy.
Yeah.
And I used to play rugby in school. But I was still playing rugby when I first joined the gym, and then I slowly kind of just dropped that and took up MMA full time. After the Women to Warrior program, and from basically I went in, wanted to lose weight, and I did.
Yeah. What were you able to lose in that 20 weeks?
Ours wasn't 20 weeks because ours happened during COVID.
Oh shoot!
So it ended up being way longer.
Really?
I can't remember how much, but like I think it was a good 5 or 6 weeks longer.
Is that because you had to like stop?
Yeah, we stopped in the middle because no one was allowed to train or go to the gym or anything. So it was a bit of a weird thing because like they tried to keep us going, like fair play to them, to be honest, keep us going while we were at home, isolated and all that stuff. Isolated.
Yeah.
Going for runs and like going for mountain hikes and all this crazy stuff. But no, just kind of about 26, 27 weeks I think it was.
Yeah. Did you find it difficult to kind of do things on your own, or do you feel?
I'm the type of person that I need to be pushed.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll just sit on my ass. Like I can be good to a degree. Like for example, like have my own company, so I know when I need to do stuff I have to do it.
You're disciplined.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you give yourself credit. You're disciplined. You're definitely disciplined. You know when you can slack off. You know when you can't.
When you hang out with the people that I hang out with, and you look at their discipline, then like what I do is nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So it's just kind of like, yeah, I feel like a bum sometimes. Looking at the likes of Gary Rowney and Richie Smullen and stuff, it's just like
they're out there killing it all the time.
Yeah, no. I'm here.
Not everyone can be an animal, okay?
But yeah, no, went in, lost the weight, did the program, and I really enjoyed it. Met a lot of good people, and then essentially, yeah, COVID was kind of still a thing when we finished, so we were doing a bit of training. Me and my friend Ross, another great guy that I met in Winter Wire, we were doing some training after, and just kind of kept it going a bit.
Okay.
Richie was doing a bit with us, like kind of privates and stuff, and then through that I kind of just became good mates with Richie. He's one of my best friends, and to be honest, it's all down to Richie, the work he put into me.
Yeah.
He was grabbing me and bringing me down to Arklow and making me box and showing me all the ins and outs and doing everything with me, and he really taught me everything from the ground up.
That's
so
awesome.
everything's a credit to him.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to give him that respect and like put in the effort as much as I could, because I could see he did believe in me. He was one of the few that does.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is cool.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's like sometimes that's all it takes is just kind of that one person to give you that like kind of that pat in the back, like you can do this.
You don't need 6 people to carry your coffin, that type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
What was I gonna say? So, did you know kind of like at the end of the program that like I'm gonna stick with this? Like I really enjoyed this.
Once I started it, I knew I loved it.
Yeah,
like way more than I ever loved anything else. Like as a kid, I used to play pool, like as an 8-ball pool.
Okay,
loved that. Still play pool if I have a chance. If there's a pool table somewhere, smash the lads. And that sounds weird. And,
that's we're gonna turn that into a reel.
Cut that part out. That's the thumbnail. And then like playing rugby, I grew up playing rugby with my friends. I got a couple of my friends play for Leinster and Ireland.
Yeah,
so
okay, cool.
They're proper professional rugby players, and like it's a lot of dedication and equal to what we do. But it just wasn't for me. Once I started training MMA, I knew I loved it, especially like the grappling and the wrestling aspect. I think that's really enjoyable. Striking, I'm still like getting used to, still learning. Like I prefer the grappling, and now I even prefer jiu-jitsu a bit.
Yeah. No, I was kind of the same way. If you grew up with me, I did not like sports.
Really?
No, like I played American football in high school for 1 season in high school. I didn't not.
That was cool.
I did not like it, but like it wasn't my thing, you know. And like I did it to like I had my dad's like just finish out the season.
Ice hockey and stuff over there.
Yeah, we would have had that as well.
I would love to have played that.
There's lacrosse is another big one in the States, which is I think a Canadian sport. But anyway, like I didn't want to continue with it, but like my dad kind of pushed me to just finish the season, you know, don't quit or whatever. And so you know like I did that, but like and I think a good friend of mine at the time, he played baseball, and I'm like I think I can play baseball because they don't do a whole lot. Like you don't have to, like you hit a ball and then you go stand out in the outfield. Like I can do that, and then like I didn't end up making the team, and then but I'm like I don't care because I didn't really want to do it anyway. Yeah, but like I was never into sports. Like I don't like really watching it on television. If I was going to an event, like I would go and watch, you know, but I was never really into it. And then when I did the program as well, I fell in love with it, and like I said, I talk about it all the time, and that's what spawned all this. Because like I said, I can't talk about it at home anymore. But yeah, and my favorite, I think one of the things I like about it is it is a team sport. You know, which you know, if you're not familiar with the sport, you know, all you see is 2 people in a cage fighting each other. So how's it a team sport? Well, like that, you can't get better at fighting on your own. Like you need a team of support to help you out.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's a team sport that you compete individually.
It's way more of a team sport than rugby or anything. Like I'd go play rugby and like I'd know the lads, but I wouldn't be friends with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas in like all the guys in the gym, like I see every day, twice a day. See them outside the gym, like constantly with them, and like the relationship you build, smashing each other's heads in, is completely different to any other. Like when you're training and then you can go, like, you know, get food after, it's way better.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, anyway. I just think that the friends I have now, I'm very lucky. Like I like the saying, you're only as good as your environment. So that includes the people. So
Absolutely.
the people that I have in my life are all driven and motivating and disciplined, and that kind of, I'm the average of that then.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I stick to, and try and make sure that the people I'm with are always going in the right direction.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of I guess the purpose of school as well.
Yeah. That's a good outlook to have, and that's a good vision to have for kind of like your surroundings and the people you hold with you. Yeah, because I agree. This, you know, same way. It's like if you want to look at someone and have a prediction of where they're going to be at in 5-10 years, look at their friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and what are their friends doing? Their friends are all bums, blowing all their money, going to nightclubs, not doing anything with themselves. Well, in 10 years, they're probably going to be like that as well. But if, you know, such as yourself, surrounding yourself by these high performance athletes, you know, you're very much going to excel with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of your fighting career, so I recently watched back, so you had 3 amateur fights.
I've had
3 amateur MMA
and one
and a K1 fight. Yeah,
and the Winter Wire fight.
Yeah, I
Numerous pub fights.
I couldn't find the Winter Warrior fight online, but I found your K1 fight. When did that happen? Was that during COVID? Because everyone was like,
no, that was after COVID. That was on one of Keane Cowley's shows called The Takeover.
Oh, okay.
And that was in like November, I don't know, 2021 or 20. Actually, with dates here, I'm so bad with dates. It's insane. I'm very bad at dates.
I think that's about right, if I remember correctly from the title.
Yeah, I think it was then. It was definitely November anyway. That was my first like real fight.
Yeah.
How
did you feel going into that?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a mad experience, like, but it was amazing, and it was a good show, and like I had Richie in my corner and Ardem and Carl, so couldn't have asked for a better first fight.
Yeah, that's a hell of a crew to have behind you there.
Yeah, it was mental, to be honest. And then I had a great group of friends with me as well, like all my friends from school and lads that I'd hang out with came, and like I could hear them screaming, so it was in my ideal perfect first fight for me.
Do you think the Winter Warrior program kind of
it gears you up for it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's good.
But like then again, like if you're working your way up, I can imagine that it's the same thing. Like you're gonna still build that kind of confidence, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's just about the more you do something, the more confident you'll be in it.
The more comfortable you are.
Yeah, like I always explain it to people as like it's like public speaking. If you have never done it before, and you go up and try and talk in front of 1,000 people at I don't know. The only thing that's comes to my mind is the word pep rally, which is something real American. Then obviously you're going to shit your jocks the first time, but like if you're doing it time and time again, then you're obviously going to get much better at it and more proficient in it. And it's the same with anything. It's the same with MMA and with fighting. But yeah, no, I went in and that went 3 rounds, unfortunately, because I was trying to stop him.
You bodied him, like, or you kicked him to the ground a couple times. That was like right out the gate, if I remember correctly. He went, you swept his feet out right out from under him, and he was right on his face.
Yeah, I don't know,
I know that first round he dominated the whole thing. Was he was more of he was a Muay Thai fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, so it was a Muay Thai night, like everything was
Muay Thai.
K1. So like I didn't really train Muay Thai. I was doing MMA at that time.
Yeah.
But like that's a part of it.
Yeah, the refs kept. He's kind of scolding both of you because you both kept kind of grabbing each
I didn't even really know the rules. Like I was walking up to the ring asking Richie what the rules were. And, it was a bit mad. Like, I was like, I should have looked at the rules for this. I don't. And then I was like, is there elbows and all? I was like, no, you idiot. I was like, okay, thank God.
That's funny.
But I went in and I just wanted to try and put on the best performance I could.
Yeah.
And I could hear Richie scream behind me, move forward, so I wasn't going back.
I could hear him on.
Yeah, if you watch the video,
Yeah, if you can hear him screaming, and those those cameras didn't have microphones on them, and like you can hear him pretty well. So yeah, he.
That's what my mum said as well when she was watching. She's like, Jesus, all you could hear was Richie.
Yeah.
That's what he's like with Gary as well.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's awesome. So coming out of that victory, like that definitely had to, make you feel great. Like it just all the work you're putting in, and then you go in there and pretty much dominated that whole fight. I think he had your opponent. I think he did a bit better in the second round. Maybe a little bit better in the third round, but still, you kind of
said I was tired. I know I got winded.
Yeah, I don't think you didn't look tired. If anything, I'd say like you were a bit slower, but it seemed more calculated, in my opinion.
Like second round, you're not going to be as fresh as the first round.
Yeah.
But then I kind of just kept going forward and then came back. I did not even come back. I didn't go back. It was just how it went.
Yeah. No,
I was very happy.
Like I said, he seemed to control the whole thing, and like I said, he kicked his legs out from under him several times.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point he almost fell out of the ring.
Yeah, I tried to put him out of the ring. But
is that a thing? Is that a thing in boxing in general?
I didn't know the rules. I just he was kind of at an angle.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just imagined in my mind me teeping him and him going through the ropes, and I was like, that'd be cool. And I tried to do it.
There's a rule in MMA where you can't pick your opponent up and throw him out of the ring, or else it's I think grounds for an immediate disqualification. But I wonder, because the scoring system comes from boxing, so I wonder if kind of the rules came from boxing
you also don't
as well.
Want to hurt your opponent in that sense. That's just
no, I get that, but I don't know, because I've seen it before in boxing where they're they're on the ropes and then the guy kind of falls out, So I wonder if that's where it comes from. I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I just went for it. When you're in there, I don't know, you kind of just do what comes to mind.
Yeah. So, okay, so moving on from that, what was the spacing between that and your first amateur fight? 2021 and your first...
amateur MMA fight?
Yeah, that was a little over a year, I think, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a year. I can't, to be honest, here, I'm very bad with dates, I don't know. But the next one was a guy, Mark Curtis, on Cage Legacy. So that was my first MMA fight. And that was a TKO in...
first round...
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes in.
So I was happy with that.
Yeah.
It was a good first fight for MMA.
I think I'm trying to remember. It went to the ground. I can't remember if you knocked him or you got a takedown.
No,
but you
was just against the cage, and then I took him down.
Okay, and then you ended up on top of him, and you were able to just.
But even looking back now, it was so messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just messy.
Yeah, no, I look at that because I've done 3. Of the Alta fights, and my second one was a grappling match, and the same thing. God, looking back at that now, it's I did terrible.
Which is a good thing because it means you're getting better, and you know you're getting better, and you know you were shit.
Yeah, no, shit. I've looked back at it. I'm oh, that's terrible. I was if I had only done this, I could have gotten him to the ground. I could have stayed, and it was bad. But then to say that my last fight, which was in last year in September, I think. August. Anyway, I couldn't get that guy to the ground at all. But to be fair, I think there's a weight disparity there. I think he had probably at least 10 or more on me. Which I can't. There's no excuses, but still.
Yeah. No excuses is right.
But sorry. So going in. Okay. So you had your first amateur MMA fight. You had a victory coming out of that. Yeah. It was a TKO round 1, and then you have your next fight, another Cage Legacy match. Now that was 3 round. Three rounds to a decision, and I think you lost that one.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I lost on the back of my cage, or to the back of the cage.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time against the cage, and he also knocked me with a head kick, which sucked. So, but at the same time, I know I didn't train hard enough for that fight. I got a nut shot as well. Both my balls were black after it. and like proper black, and that was through a cup. And I didn't take, like, I remember I had him against the cage, and he kneed me in the sack, and I kind of went like, oh, and he was just like, oh shit, you're right. And like in the middle of the fight, I was like, yeah. And kept going. When in reality, I should have actually stopped for a minute,
taking your time there.
but I didn't want to look like a bitch, so I kept going. And that like proper winded me. But again, as you just said, no excuses. I lost weight on my shoulders, and I know I'll get him back again.
It was a fair enough fight. Like I thought you kind of held your own. He certainly
he had that little bit of an edge. He landed a few good shots. I feel like I took a lot of shots at his legs, and I missed all of them nearly. Every single one of them ended up getting backed up to the cage.
Yeah.
And not that he was doing anything specifically amazingly. It was just I was just doing everything wrong. Yeah. And I've learned what I did wrong since, and I've learned since, and now I know how to smash him. But no, he's a good striker, and like he caught me a good few times, and it hurt. But I'll get him again.
I just need to confirm. It's my worst fear that I'm not recording, and we're going. It's my worst fear that we're not recording.
Get one of those little light things where it's green when you're on air. And
when I have that going, there's a bigger light, or not a light, but there's a button I can see.
It'll be handy that you can just set it up and leave it set up then.
Yeah, well, like I said, when I have it set up at home, I'm gonna rig all that up. Nice. Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Still looking forward to having that done. But like I said, right, like I initially wanted to start that or start all this at home, because I have a shed, like a nice steel shed that I'm converting into an office. Nice. And then it's gonna be part-time podcast studio. But at the moment, it looks like a casting couch Taliban. Hostage video, like that's what I feel like it would turn out as, just because it's not pretty in there right now, but it'll be there.
That could be the aesthetic of this.
Yeah. I thought of that too. It's like,
sit on the couch.
I'm like, maybe I'll just own it, and then
feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll start a new podcast. And
I'm not coming on that one.
You can show your ID to the camera, please. Yeah. All right. Sorry. So where were we? Okay. So we're just coming off your second fight, then your third fight. That was another Cage Legacy.
Yep.
Are you like? I don't know how this works. Like, are you like under an agreement with like Cage Legacy, or
just not like that at all?
No, okay.
It's more just that like ones-off fights.
Okay.
And Richie organises them.
Okay.
But like fighting on Cage Legacy is great. It's a great professional show. Deck's a legend.
Yeah.
Like hopefully I'll eventually get a title shot on it. So I'll stick with that unless like I'll fight on anything. But it's just seems to always be Cage Legacy.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with.
What's there's quite a few promotions. What's the Dublin ones? So there's Cage Legacy.
The Dublin ones would be there's that new one, Era.
Yeah.
Which is Keen's. And then there's Cage Legacy, Clan Wars. Then there's a good few up north.
Yeah.
Like one of them's called Ear or Ire.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
And then there's Chaos that just happened, and then
there's Premier FC as well.
Yeah, that's down like Cork and Waterford, I think.
It's just rare.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. What was I gonna say? So, sorry, your third fight. That was I can't remember. Was that 3 rounds?
Yeah, it was 3 rounds.
Yeah, and then 3-round decision. Mm-hmm. And then obviously for you. So like you've had 3 amateur fights. So you're what, 2-1? Mm-hmm. Like what's your plan here? Like how many do you plan on like trying to become professional, or? Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah?
For now I just want to get better and keep training. And I think when it's not really up to me, to be honest. It'll be up to like Richie. He'll know, and I trust him to know. And if the time comes when he thinks I'm ready, then great. But for now, I just have to keep putting my head down. Like, for example, at the start of this year, my company, my work took my life over.
Okay.
I had to put too much hours into that, and I wasn't focused on training. So I had to step away a little bit, and now I'm back focused, training 5 days a week, and just getting back into the full swing of things now. So the next few weeks I'm just focused on getting fit and putting in some work and getting back to normal. Because normal for me would be like training twice a day, 5 days a week, and then train on a Saturday and take Sunday off. But at the moment, yeah, I'm still trying to work back to get my fitness back, and just like I still feel good on the mats.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm not in any way fight fit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I hear that.
I need to take a few weeks to get back before I can even like
Consider
like even getting a date, if you get me.
Well, there's the Cage Legacy in September. Is that something you might you're thinking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
August or September would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's
I'd like to see it.
not too far away, but it's not too close at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the next one, I need to like properly put the head down, have full focus, and I want to really do something. I don't like no fucking around when it comes to camps. You just can't, like, the way it was said to me was, you can play rugby, you can play football, you can play baseball, but you can't play fighting.
That's true.
You'll just end up getting hurt. You really do need to concentrate and put the work down.
100%. So, like, do you have your eyes on anyone in particular?
No.
No?
I'll take whoever.
Right on.
Right now, just getting the weight down a little bit and getting as fit as I can.
What are you trying to get? What are you at? What are you trying to get down to?
About 90 at the moment, that's it.
You're at about 90,
Yeah.
and what would try to get down to like 80, 85?
About 80.
Okay.
Yeah, work down to 80 and like maintain at 80, and then the idea would be, if it's day before weigh-ins, I'll fight at 70. If it's day of weigh-ins, I'll fight at welter.
Okay.
But like, it all depends.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I'll transition everything a little bit here. So, you spoke a little bit on your business. So, what is it exactly that you do?
So my company, basically, it's like events, pop-ups, and curation. So the events is like, the likes of, if someone has an event, we'll cater for it.
Yeah.
So, and then they can choose between multiple brands, or if they need something specific, we can work with them to develop that, like in terms of menu concepts and everything. And like, there's no too big or too small. We do it all. Pop-ups then would be the likes of building a brand or building a concept out, putting it into a truck, like a food truck, or into a space. It depends. Like, it could be a walk-up window. Every project is different. And then operating it. So we have a great team. Our team will go out, operate a pop-up for a specific period. It could be 3 months, it could be 12 months. And then curation would be the likes of working with festivals to curate their food offering.
Yeah.
So that's like, putting together food and beverage vendors for festivals and making it as good as it can be. So it's simplified. We also do other stuff, but that's the main part. And then we've built a couple of brands. One of them's called Society Coffee, and
I've seen that.
to start pumping that out now, and make it essentially great coffee for everyone. So making it the most affordable and accessible coffee in Ireland.
Where do you get your coffee from?
A place called Never a Day's Trouble. A guy called Jack Cochran roasts it for us out in Wicklow.
Right on.
He's a legend. He knows his stuff as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to be working with him to develop our own roast in the coming year.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you going to call it?
I think Society Mark 1.
Okay. I like that.
As in like Iron Man Mark 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. Still playing around with it.
I called the gis I had for Wolverine Fight were the first ones. Those are the Wolverine Battle Suit Mark 1.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, that's awesome. And I say I'm surprised to find, like, I guess I'm not totally surprised, but like initially I thought maybe it was like a family business. But I'm surprised and happy to find out, like, you started this all on your own. And first of all, how old are you? You're
25 now.
25. Jesus. That's amazing. That's incredible.
Well, like I say on my own, but it's not my own. Like, I've had so much help from everyone, friends, family.
For sure, definitely. But like, I mean, they're not putting in the work. You're putting it in, That'd be fair to say. Like, I mean, you can only get so much help before other people have to just do it for you. But you're doing it for you. I
also believe in there's no such thing as self-made. Like,
true.
Everyone gets help at some point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like, it wouldn't be around without you.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know, so
Good way to
and
look at it,
I think that's amazing.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and like you know, it makes me like you even more because like you know, you're clearly a very, you know, driven person, and you know, like you know the value of hard work. Clearly, you know, you're running a successful catering business, and then you know, you're a fighter, so you know, like hard work is critical to, you know, making any of that work.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, what do you find to be the most difficult part about your job?
There's so many.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like the whole thing is difficult. Like
if you're at an event, if you're at an event, what would be difficult there?
Well, at an event, like it's all difficult. The main thing is planning and having a plan in place and using systems to basically make that plan efficient and just ensuring that you're fully ahead of yourself. So when you're going into something, you've thought through everything, you have everything in place, and you just operate it smoothly. But like in terms of the most difficult aspect of running a business as a whole, I would say it's being the motivating factor. Like there's two types of business owners, or rather CEOs, you could say. One of them is like, you can look at someone as a creator, and they can like go off on wild tangents, and they're like developing, you know, new things or new projects or new ideas, and they're crazy, and like although their ideas are great, it's all over the place. And then the other one is the technician. It's like the person that, you know, sticks to a routine and has a schedule, and it's like, this is how something's done, and it's done like that, and we have deadlines, and we have, you know, these are the goals, we have to meet them, targets, blah blah blah. So I try and find the sweet spot between both of them, which is hard at times, and like I mess it up all the time, like all the time. But you still have to, like, perfection is in the strive for perfection.
Yeah,
if you get me.
100%.
So like if you can reach 90%, that's as good as 100%. Like that last 10% is so minuscule, and that's the same with everything. Like the difference between 20 to 30%, like if you look at it, for example, in weight loss, if you're 150 kilos now, that's a big boy.
Yeah,
150 kilos, you can get to 140 kilos in a week. But if you're 80 kilos and you're trying to get to 75 kilos, that's going to take 6 or 7 weeks. So that last 10% is always the hardest, in my opinion. So there might be someone out there that's superhuman, I don't know. But that's me.
They have a secret stockpile of like ephedrine or something. But no, that's fantastic. Like, how do you find like any of your what MMA skills kind of transition? Like certainly planning, because you have to plan. You know, like your training schedule, obviously, and then like you know, if you have a fight coming up, you know who your opponent is. You kind of got to do your research. You know, figure out your strategy.
To be honest, I wouldn't even do much of that. I just like, you find out a little bit, and then like, you know, okay, this guy's a grappler, or this guy's a striker, or whatever, and then you kind of just like have that mindset for the weeks coming. Okay. Like I wouldn't be too kind of like, I wouldn't put too much thought into it, because at the end of the day, it's not about him, it's about me and how hard I train and how confident I am going into it. So you put more focus on yourself, I think, or I would anyway. Do you find any of your training would kind of transition into what you do? Yeah, for sure.
Living, yeah?
You're way more confident.
Okay.
I think like getting in a cage and fighting someone is by far the hardest thing you'll ever do, and like that translates directly into my daily life and into how I run my business. And like I know a lot of the guys that work with me and have worked with me for years have two of them just had their first fight.
Really?
Yeah. And like they're all now kind of taking it up as well, so I'm happy to see that. That's awesome. Like I kind of lead by example a bit, and that they can see the good it's done for me, and they want a piece of it as well, if you get me. But like it's the hardest thing you can do. So once you do that, anything else outside the cage is easy. Like you can go into a meeting and it's no worries. You're not stressed about it.
Especially if you train in the morning, you're just sparring with somebody.
Yeah. Especially if you train that morning, then it's just like everything's easy. Like what's the worst that's gonna happen? Even in the cage, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You get knocked out. Oh no, you wake up.
It's one way to look at it for sure.
I guess it's all just about enjoying everything.
Yeah.
Having a bit of crack along the way. but also chasing your dreams and goals.
So
Making something of yourself.
So, like, what do you have any other, like, hobbies or pastimes?
Most of my time is taken up with work and training.
Yeah.
But if I'm not working or training, I'll always, like, I enjoy hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
I don't really go out, I don't really drink.
That's good.
I think I'm allergic to drink, to be honest, because if I do drink, I'll have like 2 beers and I feel so bad.
Really?
Like I get sick, I feel so sick. And then, yeah, like, kind of
the lifestyle doesn't necessarily, what's the word? The lifestyle in general that I guess you lead doesn't necessarily allow for a lot of drinking, would be my guess.
like Lee Hammond.
Sorry?
Who?
No, I said that, like, the lifestyle you lead doesn't necessarily.
Oh, they said Lee.
Oh, it doesn't necessarily allow for a lot of, like, you know, like drinking or partying or anything like that. Would be my assumption.
Yeah, no, none of the lads would really.
Yeah.
Apart from Owen Sherrow.
And then, you know, like, especially because you're working like a lot of festivals and events and everything. So would you do like music?
But that's the thing. I never really enjoyed going to festivals or anything.
No. Because you were always working them.
No, I only started doing the festivals. Like, we started off with like private catering.
Okay.
And then from there we transitioned into like building pop-ups and like operating them. And then from that, then working with the likes of, like, say, Kildare Village.
Yeah.
And Blanchardstown and stuff. That transitioned then into, through friends of friends, working with the likes of MCD and Bedlam to curate their offering, which we're kind of currently working on. Which is cool. It's really enjoyable. It's fun. Working with them is awesome. And like seeing the behind the scenes of how much work goes into a festival is crazy. Like,
oh, I bet. Yeah.
It's mental.
I bet.
So looking at that, and then like,
and you're just looking at one aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm just a portion of it, and it's like, well, I'm happy with that portion. Like, I couldn't imagine having to do it all.
Yeah, no, I went to a show last night, and like, you know, because I work in logistics, and I went to a show last night, and was it last night? No, 2 nights ago. Anyway, you know, I was like, I wasn't drinking during it, so I'm just there, kind of like looking at everything. It's like, yeah, it was in St. Anne's Park, so I'm like, how did they move all this stuff here? Where'd they get the instruments from? There's a giant piano on the stage. Did they import that? You know, like,
Was that Forbidden Fruit?
No, Lumineers. And I'm like, did they fly that over? How'd they get that over? You know, like, did they, you know, was everything containerized, or
stuff,
they rent it here?
Way different.
Yeah, like,
you don't enjoy it as much, nearly.
Yeah, I like that stuff. You know, like I like technical things. So like
I'll just be looking at things and getting stressed. Like,
well, I look at, like, you know, I look at a lot of things. Like I feel like I have like an engineer's mindset, because I'm looking at things and I'm like, how do they build that? You know, or how do they ship that here? You know, and then they put it up, and they only did it in, you know, they had 4 hours to do it, and they had this, you know, huge, like, that's amazing. You know, it's like the, like, engineering marvels. You know, like, it's not that complicated of a thing, really, but it looks, you know, it looks like an intricate timepiece almost. You know, but like, if you know what you're doing, you know, and you've done it, you know, 100 times before, you know, just
exactly.
You know,
it gets easy.
Taken down, ship back up, put back up. You know, or ship to the next event, put back up in no time. So yeah, like I said, that's a lot of times that's what I look at when I'm at events. Like, if I'm not drinking, that's what I look at.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'd be taking all that in.
I bet you go, like, if you ever go to, say, you go to a wedding or something like that, and you're like kind of peeking in the kitchen almost.
I've never been to it. Well, I've been to one wedding, my brother's. That's it.
Yeah. You're only 25. Calm down. You don't need to get. You or none of your friends need to get married yet. Too early. But I would say though, like, if you go to like any kind of event or whatever, you're probably kind of trying to look behind the curtain almost, just to see maybe. What
I do
doing.
like to see how people, like, having a look at how other people do it.
Yeah.
Does it, or how other people do it? Yeah. It's always cool, because like, you might get ideas from it. Especially in food and beverage, like, if you look at how someone else is doing something, that could spark an idea, and then that idea could spark a different idea. Like, I do a lot of menu design.
Okay.
Like, I design menus, and like, the first draft is miles off from what the last draft always looks like. Because like, you just keep like kind of, and sometimes you have to go away from it and come
Yeah,
back.
I was just
So
about
you
to ask
keep
that.
going away, come back, go away, come back, and like it just keeps kind of building and taking shape, and eventually it's very, very often, or sorry, very not often that you'll get it within like a first few goes. It always takes me days of like hours, and then go away, take a breather, come back to it. Because like, when it's design and it's creative, you have to, you know, it's not something you can just go, right, I'm going to block off 4 hours and I'm going to design this. It has to flow, and you have to be in the right mood and everything. That's what I find anyway. For me, I need to be like that.
Do you find the like catering space is quite competitive? Like, do you have a lot of competition out there, or?
Yeah, like big time.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Thomas O'Brien. He's a rake of food trucks.
Really?
He owns like the catering, the like food truck catering and event catering industry in Ireland.
Okay.
And like he's the best at it, and he's helped me a lot. And
excellent.
taught me a few things. And he's a cool guy. But like, you look at something like that, and it's like, right.
Did you know him beforehand, or?
No, I know him now just from kind of being in the industry.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear
There's
that.
other ones that I'd be happy to get into the cage with, like,
Yeah,
100%.
No, I'm saying like I'm happy to hear that. You know, you say like he's helped you out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy to hear that like there's people who maybe understand that there's room for growth. There's kind of room for everyone. You know, and that's nice to hear that, because oftentimes
There's plenty that have helped me. Like, I mean, another guy, Shawnee, from Street School.
Yeah.
So he like kind of develops similar to me. Like, we actually do very similar stuff, but he does it slightly different. He would do like a different style of unit and stuff.
Okay.
And he develops concepts for turnkey solutions for businesses or new entrepreneurs or whatever it is. And he's helped me a lot. So like, and we're actually starting the Food Truck Association of Ireland, himself, and another lad called Connor.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that going to be? Just kind of
Basically
like
a voice for people with food trucks.
Okay, so like not necessarily a union, but
No, not a
someone
union,
to
an association.
Or yeah, so something for, like I said, to have a voice, so to like talk to government, to negotiate things,
lobbying,
with,
events, everything.
That's cool.
It's going to be very cool. So we're in the stages of building that out at the moment.
Yeah.
And very shortly we'll be announcing that.
I think you just did.
But no, like, it'll be happening. Everyone knows it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But like, we'll be searching for any sponsorships and partners and stuff like that.
Right on.
Which will be really fun, and like, it's something new as well. It's gonna be deadly.
How many trucks do you have?
I don't know, like, I think 8 or 9 now.
You don't even know.
Well, like, I'm trying to think about what's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
In the warehouse.
Like, we're kind of sharing things, shaping things differently at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So some of them we're getting rid of, and we're looking to build new ones. But like, a lot of our work as well is like putting up pop-ups for a short amount of time. It doesn't have to be just food trucks, but food trucks are good.
Do you ever experience, like, say you're talking to like a new client, do you ever experience any kind of like called ageism? Like, are they? Is that? Do you think
not anymore.
No.
I think now I'm at the point where I speak proficiently, and what I'm speaking about, I have the knowledge to.
So you know your stuff. You know your shit basically, and
I can instill.
You get that across right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I had a discussion with someone before, and I actually used ChatGPT to write the first email, and then he came back and he said that your email was very professional. It's kind of made me more like happy to be moving forward, and it's just like, yeah, that's me. No, but definitely, like, when you're talking and you are clearly, you know, proficient in what you know, then I think it will instill confidence in other people, and then you can just keep moving forward in the right direction.
It's awesome. Really is. Okay, so here, look. I don't want to say we're running out of time, but I have another guy coming on just after you. So So, you know, like I really appreciate you coming in here. I had a great talk with you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was great to be on.
Absolutely. Anytime, drop me a line if you got something you want to promote. If you want to do your big announcement on your new association, let me know. We'll set it up. To my 10 of followers.
I won't do a Gary Rooney on this one.
But yeah, no, like I said, I enjoyed talking to you. I think you're a fascinating individual.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You know, I enjoy seeing you in the gym every time. You know, you always got a smile on your face.
That's good.
You know, and you're always sweating, you know, which means, you know, you're, you know, hard worker, you know, and I look forward to seeing your next fight. You know, and I wish you well in your business. Let me know of an event in the area. I want to come by and sample some coffee.
Other side.
Sorry? Yeah.
7, 8, and 9th July.
Yeah?
Be there.
Okay. Oh, I can't. I'm going to be in.
Everyone else be there.
Yeah, everyone else be there. I'm going to be in Amsterdam actually. I have a pro fighter I sponsor. Is fighting Levels Fight League. Jenderson Castro. Check it out. Yeah, something I'm going over there with him. And otherwise, I for sure would. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. I'd welcome you back anytime.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It was great.
Right on, man.
Nice one.